In order to kill the Shellbane Gryphon, you need to have completed the Troubled Tortugan's quest, which is simpler than it sounds. The small Gryphon only has a max hit of 8, and the larger Shellbane boss version gets damaged a lot by the turtles that help you up until it has very low percent health, and then you just recoil to kill. Once you've completed the quest, to enter the lair, you either need 99 Slayer on a skiller to forego the combat level requirements for Slayer Masters that can assign the Shellbane Gryphon, or you could get the Elite Clue Step, which requires you to kill the Shellbane Gryphon. This is arguably the easier option over getting 99 Slayer. It took me about 22 easy clue rolls. I just kind of bought 1,000 Dragon Imps when I realized you could kill this. If you have 99 Slayer, make sure you purchase Wing Spread if you're going to Duradel or Curadel. I guess Duradel. And you may think, I could get multiple KC with one clue step. Drop the clue scroll before it dies. Do not drop the clue scroll. I guess it doesn't matter once you're in the cave and it's almost dead, but the clue scroll will be deleted if you drop it inside of the cave. Interestingly, I noticed that the Shellbane Gryphon respawned after I killed it. I unfortunately didn't record my actual kill attempt, but I promise it did. It killed me instantly. But this means it's possible to get multiple KC per clue step if you're braining basically infinite recoils and you get really lucky on your PD and hit another one. But I thought this was interesting because it says when you're done a Slayer task, it stops respawning. Guess that's not the case with Elite Clues. The honestly hardest part about this, or most annoying part, is hitting the PD. But there are 2 mechanics that you have to contend with during the fight. The Corrosive Spit, which I found a very consistent movement you can do, which I'll show. And then Whirlwind. Whirlwind is a bit easier to deal with. You just run between the 2 safe spots that you're hiding in. The knockback really isn't anything as long as you're wearing the correct equipped weight. This is the gear I used for my kill attempt. As you can see, I am over 40 kilograms, so as not to be instantly killed when the Gryphon tries to do its knockback attack. And you want, or at least I opted for, the most stab attack bonus that you can get on a level 3. The Shellbane Gryphon has its lowest defense in stab. It has plus 10 stab defense, whereas slash is plus 20. That's the next lowest. Could you get a better stab weapon than the iron pickaxe? Probably. I'm not sure. I was pretty lazy and honestly kind of brute forced this KC. And if you're wondering what the rain is, it's Treasonous Rain. So one quick thing before I explain the mechanics you're dealing with is that you do have to do some true damage to the Shellbane for KC. I don't know how other private instances work, but I tested a completely recoil kill on my main, and she did not get the KC. So you are going to have to hit Poison Dynamite on the Shellbane. Also, interestingly, the Shellbane Gryphon does not regenerate HP at all. So you don't have to worry if you hit a 1, it will not regen to full, and you can attempt the kill. So the best method I found to attempt to PD the Gryphon was to step under. So I would run south immediately, tick eat 1 ranged attack, and then try to get under the Gryphon. Sometimes you would just tank a hit. I really brute forced this. Put out as much poison dynamite as I can, and if I don't hit, telly out. On a successful hit, as you're about to see, I would typically just run out and pray to any god that's listening that I don't die. So here's a good step under. The first poison dynamite hit, I run out. I don't know if the melee attack is tick eatable because it looks like I did eat that Guthix rest in time. But if the Gryphon had hit higher, I think I would have just died. And then you're in cycle. Now I will go over the mechanics that you're dealing with once you're in a kill attempt. Those 2 tile markers are your safe spots you'll be using, and I will share the YouTube short that I got them from in the description of the video. I'm going to explain the movement you want to do for the wind. This is also in the YouTube short. It's very self-explanatory. You just want to move after 2 attacks. So the wind attack goes out, as you see here. The Gryphon attacks once, and right when it's attacking the second time, you want to move, tick eat, and it should stay in cycle. Here is an example of moving too early on the wind attack. First attack, I move before it starts the second attack, luckily survive, but that was a major chance. And here is an example of moving too late on the wind attack. 1 attack there. Second attack, but then I move a tick after the second attack starts, I get meleeed and die. So for the orange gloop attack, I found this movement to be extremely consistent once you get it down. So what you do is after it's shot it, you wait maybe a tick or 2. I don't really play through ticks. And then you run back to where the gloop is landing, run back out to the Shellbane, and you tick eat on the way back, and the gloop will be gone. I would highly recommend just getting a Gryphon task on a main and praying range and practicing the gloop movement in one of the safe spots. This is what it looks like to move too early on the gloop attack. Looks like I was a tick early. It's pretty obvious when you are moving too late on the attack. You'll know. It'll be landing right when you're there. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. There's so much you could optimize with this, I think. Maybe I'll play around with my main that still has a Gryphon task and see if I could maybe consistently move the Shellbane up against a wall while you're trying to PD it, because sometimes it can be immobile for a little bit and you can dump all your PD. Another mistake that I made in all of my attempts was I definitely brought too many recoils. You only need 10 fully charged recoils because the Shellbane doesn't regen HP at all. You're only going to have to do 400 damage. So yeah, I would definitely bring only 10 recoils. You could bring more rests, you could bring more PD per attempt. I was using about 4 PD an attempt. Almost all of my deaths were while trying to PD the Gryphon. If you're going to brute force it like me, get ready to watch your PD hit and then get one-shot by the Shellbane. But yeah, I think this is very achievable for most players. Another thing I noticed in one of the attempts on my main and 2 attempts on my Skiller is that the Shellbane would get caught in just range attacking for 100 or so attacks. It was pretty nice. A bunch of free damage. I don't know what caused it. I noticed maybe there was a correlation between the orange gloop attack properly dealing with that and then the Shellbane getting locked in a cycle of just constantly ranging you. So if that is something you could maybe force the Gryphon to do, obviously that would be incredible. Not having to deal with wind and orange gloop would really lower the margin of error that's involved in this. Let me know if you try to kill the Shellbane Gryphon on your level 3, and yeah, that's about it.